When I'm walking down the street and I'm listening to my tunes and I've got my own kind of image in my head, I'm 21 and gorgeous. But, you know, I'm actually 42 and I've got some crow's feet going on. But I don't want to see that. So the me in my head is still very young and handsome.
You see, I was with you on that, Paul, until recently when I started to look in the mirror and I can see that, you know, I'm getting, my eyes are dark under my frown. I've always had a permanent frown since I was a kid, but it seems to be getting frownier. And more importantly, this hairline of mine used to be a lot further forward. This is my main issue, right?
Okay.
And I reckon, ask any gay guy what he fears most about his image, and I bet going bald or getting a receding hairline is near the top of that list. Now, a revolutionary new skin pigmentation treatment clinic has opened on Oxford Street in Manchester city centre tonight. It's called His Hair, or HIS Hair, and Gunny's been down to meet the people behind it, as well as grab a nice gay guy called Jeff, who's done it.
Well, the His Hair story started about 10 years ago when my brother unfortunately died of cancer. Ranbir was married to my brother at the time, and due to the stress and the worry, I developed alopecia, and I was very conscious about the patches and the thinning hair that I had. And then we kind of developed a treatment that's very similar to a tattoo, but a very sophisticated tattoo that colours the skin to make it look like real hair. So you end up having thicker hair, or in my case, where I've got no hair, a shaven style. So rather than being bald and having no hairline, it looks as if I choose to shave my head. And Ranbir and myself developed the technique about 10 years ago. We have clients from all over the world, very famous people, and now we're delighted to be opening up in Manchester.
From an extremely emotive story, you've turned it into an international success, really, and obviously opening in Manchester. Ranbir, tell us a little bit about what the actual sort of brand of His Hair means to you, because from our point of view, where gay guys, for example, are concerned, when it comes to image, it's absolutely key.
Well, it's a very stylish brand. It's a brand that's very loyal. We're very customer focused, and we try and give the image of a very stylish man.
Presumably, you've got quite a number of gay clients that come through the doors, have you?
Yeah, in fact, we've now got a gay employee as well, a guy called Aldemar, who was born in Colombia. We trained him about a year and a half ago, and today he'll be working in our Los Angeles clinic. And he just loves it. I mean, he was quite reserved, always had to wear a baseball cap. But since he's had our product on his head, I mean, he's like a dog on heat.
Well, I don't think I need to say a lot more to that, to be honest with you, Ian. And, of course, LA, very showbiz. No doubt you'll have a few notable names in.
Yeah, we do. We've done some Hollywood film producers. We've done some basketball stars. We've done quite a few celebrities.
Now, in our little chat earlier on, myself and Ranbir, I was just saying, any plans to open up any more of His Hair clinics across the country or even around the world?
There's definitely plans to open quite a few around the world. Imminently, we're looking at Chicago, Seattle and San Francisco.
World domination for both of you?
I wouldn't say world domination, but we are trying to spread ourselves so we can have, you know, whether you're straight or whether you're gay. I mean, you know, hair loss affects every you know, lots of men in different ways. So we're just happy to help whoever that's suffering from hair loss, because, you know, we've got a great product. And as Jeff on my right will probably, you know, testify, he's a good-looking gay guy, but he was losing his hair, and now he's had our treatment. He looks a lot better.
Jeff, you're from the Northwest.
Yes, I am, that's right.
Hooray! From St Helens?
That's right, yes.
Tell me a little bit more about what the treatment's done for you.
Well, it's restored a lot of my self-confidence. I researched into various different forms of hair loss when I realised that, you know, I was going to go completely bald. Been thinning for about 10 years or so, and I just started looking into various different treatments for it. There was the hairpiece solution, which I didn't think was practical. And then I started researching into hair transplantation, which again is not, in my opinion, terribly practical, not at the moment anyway. I basically had given up. I was at the point where I'd actually given up. And then, purely by accident, I don't know, I can't even remember how I stumbled across them. I was Googling. I Google all the time. I play around on the internet. like
most gay men.
I just think it's wonderful. I just play around, and it's like me having a little adventure. I think most of your listeners will know of someone called Francois Sagat, who was famous for having a rather extraordinary head tattoo. But this is not the same sort of thing at all. What he had was a sort of a normal, conventional tattoo on his head to try and simulate hair, but it was obviously fake. Made him stand out from the crowd. It did border the face. It stopped him looking old, but very obvious. What his are offering is something dramatically different. What the product is it's trying to simulate what has effectively become quite a fashionable hairstyle, which is a very close-cropped or even shaved head.
And it does. It looks very, very authentic, to be honest with you. I've got to ask the question, seeing as you're in Manchester, you're having a night out tonight?
We're catching an aeroplane at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to our clinic in Marbella. So Jeff had his treatment done about 2.5 years ago in Birmingham. And when he came down for his first treatment, we spoke about the gay scene in Birmingham. And from memory, when he came down the second time, he actually spent the weekend in Birmingham's gay scene. So
I would want to try it out. It's actually really nice.
Guys, all the best for the brand. I'm sure it'll do very, very well. Ian, Ranbir, and also Jeff, thank you for joining Gaydio.
Thank you very much.
Oh, well, you see, I'm interested in this. I mean, I've never considered the idea of having a tattoo on my head to make it look like I've still got a good hairline.
But I think that would look great from a distance, but then as soon as I get, like, what, less than half a metre away from you, I'll be like, what's with Toby's hairline?
But no, I think this sounds quite interesting, because what it is, it's not, they wouldn't actually do it for me. It's like, I used to have my head shaved, like a kind of a buzz cut. I don't have that anymore. I've got kind of some attempt at a hairstyle. But back in the day, I had like a little kind of grade 1 or whatever, and apparently that's what it looks like. So they don't try and make it look like my hair.
Okay.
They literally, I assume it's just like tiny little dots.
Oh, the little dots.
Loads of tiny little dots. So it looks like you've got a really fine kind of buzz cut. But I'm guessing they kind of do the actual hairline a bit more sort of advanced than mine might be.
I love that. That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah.